This is the third strategy of the top 5 that we use day in and day out. This is the FSBOs, expired, and tired listing. So a tired listing is a listing that's been on the market for more than 120 days. Every marketplace that we are in changes in terms of availability and in terms of speed at which things sell. Like the market we're in, an average sale is about 30 days. So something's been on the market 120 days. 4 times that number, it's going to be a potentially good opportunity to approach someone with an offer, okay, a low-priced offer. The other 2 are expired listings, which are properties that were on the market. These people are motivated sellers. They put their house or their condo or their commercial property on the market, and for whatever reason, it didn't sell. It mainly is the price, but it really comes down to 3 factors. One is location, one is negotiation, and then ultimately one is, of course, its price point. And then the third one is what we call FSBOs. And a FSBO stands for FSBO, which stands for sale by owner. This is people who want to sell their homes themselves. And what they do is they rely on the system to put their information out there, but they don't want to pay realtors. They don't want to cooperate with realtors. So this is key for investors because, one, they're motivated sellers. They don't trust realtors, or they don't want to work with realtors. They don't see the value in it. And you can speak to them directly, which is very difficult to do when you're dealing with realtors, because what I've found over my career is that when we have motivated sellers and I'm an investor or we have a buyer and we're trying to put the 2 together, generally if there's a realtor involved in the middle, a lot of things go sideways really quick. And our sort of take on that is to the realtor, like, look, if you're going to stop this low valued offer, if the seller really wants to sell it at a rock bottom price and give us a good deal, and the seller interjects, my response is always like, hey, why don't you buy this from them at a higher price point? And the answer is always, no, I'm not going to do that. So what this allows us to do is these 3 things. It just gives us more opportunity. And what we do day in and day out is we put offers on properties, and how we put offers, we have to vet through the system. So we have to filter out thousands upon thousands of homes. I'm trying to distill it down into what are the best ones. So if we look at our system here, this is our saved search of 120 plus days. So this is what we call a tired listing. So if you're using a realtor or you're onto a system, you just tell your realtor to put in this. You pick what area you want. I'm limited as to where we're at in Toronto, but days on market is the amount of days that the property has been on the market. The minimum is 120 days, and then the maximum is as long as it wants, okay? So this search alone has brought up 544 properties that hit this criteria. They've been on the market for more than 4 months. Now, currently, there's about 6,000 properties on the market. So this has eliminated about 90+% of all of the properties, and these are just the ones I want to look at. So we take the search, and we're limited to 200 searches, but we can just change the system to reflect that. And you can take this and you can say, look, I want a specific area, a specific part of the city. Every city in the world has this problem, by the way. So this isn't just limited to mine. This is the system we're using. There's a property on here I was looking at earlier today, which you may or may not find interesting, but one of the things you want to look for, which you can also further down filter the system, is to put on something here called PC, or price change. And this one's really interesting because this is a property that's been sitting on the market for 199 days, so a very long time even in any market. They're asking $600,000, and they did a price change. So if you go down here, their original price is $750,000. So they've actually reduced the price by $150,000 for a commercial property, and it's a sale of a business. Not that I'm interested in business buying, but there's a real estate component to this. Is dry cleaning. And why it's interesting is because, one, they're obviously motivated. Most sellers do not drop their price by that much, okay? So you could potentially approach this person and say, hey, let's see how motivated you actually are. Let's give you an offer for $300,000 or $400,000. And you just keep going from there. And that's really how we find good deals. So that's tired listings. When we get to expired listings, I wanted to show you a few things here. We're going to get into our saved search of expired listings. Now, expired listings are key because, same thing, these are properties that were on the market. These people want to sell their homes. They are motivated to sell, and it didn't sell for, again, a few reasons. Either it's negotiation, it's price, or it's location. It always boils down to those three things. So this is a search that, again, if you have a realtor on your team, we show you how to build the proper team in our masterclass. But for now, if you don't have a realtor, that's okay. You can still find this on the public domain. So you don't need an actual system to do the search. But in our search, we're showing you, this is just yesterday. So you tell your realtor, say, put in this search and send me out, spit out the emails to me every single day. And every day, like yesterday, for example, there were 74 properties that were on the market that expired just yesterday. Okay, and then tomorrow I'll get another 74 or 100 or 150 or like whatever it is. Okay, and then you go through here, and like these are all nice homes. Some of them are run down, some of them are good, some of them you don't want, some of them are overpriced. But a lot of these things, we get into more advanced teaching about how to search through the listings and what to look for in terms of like the district. And then we get into this here and we look at the market watch and we say, okay, look, if that specific district, we want to know certain things here. This is more of an advanced strategy, but we want to know something called SNLR, which stands for sales to new listings ratio. In that neighborhood, the property I just looked at was C14. So C14 has a 48, you have a 48.2% of selling your home. What that means is out of 100 homes that come on the market, only 48 of them are actually going to sell. So you have basically a coin flip chance of selling your property in that marketplace. So you're going to start seeing these things, and why these are good, because you need to use this information for your negotiation. Again, that's more of a higher end negotiation tactic that we teach you in the masterclass. But for now, this is about showing you how to find property, showing you how to find great deals. And here's one that I would approach potentially to say, let's see how motivated you are. Nobody wanted to buy this thing after 92 days, but I will at a certain price point. And then you go from there. So there's 74 homes you could approach today that are looking to sell, wanting to sell, but nobody wanted to give an offer. So you got to find out why, what the reason behind that is, and go from there. This is how you find great opportunities here. Now, one note of the SNLR, it's called sales to new listings ratio. So for the calendar year of 2020, last year there was 100, 60% for the entire market. Now, certain areas, 70%, these are really good percentages. These are very high. These are hot markets, okay? When you see certain pockets, you'll see some down here in Toronto where I think they're like look, it's 38%. So 60% chance that it will not sell. It's terrible odds, okay? But these are some areas and pockets that you don't want to be investing in because it's very difficult to sell them. Again, that's more of an advanced thing, but again, you need to know what to look for. So if you look at some of these, where is it here? So last year, there was 156,000 properties that came on the market, and 95,000 of them actually sold. Right here, that's the number of sales, and here's the new listings, okay? That means 61,000 properties did not sell last year. They expired. So what that means is there's 61,000 properties and people that you can approach to say, here's an offer, here's a deal, and here's why we negotiate these things. Now, we get into the paperwork and the negotiations in the masterclass, but at the end of the day, we show you all of this, how to do it, how to acquire these properties, and how to find fantastic deals. And then the third and final one, which I like only from the standpoint of joint venturing. And again, that's more of an advanced no money down tactic, again, that we go into in the masterclass. But the FSBOs. Now, you got to remember, real estate's a very local market. Okay, so every municipality or city that you want to invest in or be a part of, they will generally have their own FSBO company that is sort of like has the market share, right? Like there's a lot of small companies out there and mom and pop companies, but there's a few big companies that work on specific cities, like the big cities. And what this allows you to do, these are people who don't want to work with realtors. They don't want to spend money on commissions, but they do want to sell their home. And if you look at all the statistics and percentages out there, the average for sale by owner sells for 10 to 15% less than market value on average. Just because they don't know what they're doing, the marketing isn't proper, they don't have people representing them or negotiating for them in their corner, and they tend to want to save commissions, and ultimately they end up selling for less money than they could have gotten in a normalized market. What the advantages is, like this home, for example, if you see this on your screen, this is like a rundown home in Blandford Street, York, which is, I think, in the city of Toronto here. Not exactly sure where that is, but anyways, it's a nice home, but it needs a lot of work and it needs a lot of renovation. So the cool thing about these sites, even if you see this site here, you can say contact owner. right? It gives you their name and their phone number directly to you. So you can literally give them a call, say, hey, your home, I'd like to buy your home. It looks like it needs some work done to it. Would you be interested in me partnering with you? I'll do the renovation at my cost and we'll sell for a profit, and that profit will split 50-50. So the owner gets more money and they get a property that they can be proud of and sell for a lot more money. And I get another sort of flip that I can do without, I have lower taxing, I have lower carrying costs, I have no money down into the thing. It's a really cool advanced strategy that we teach you. But the point of today's message is how to find the properties. And this is 3 ways you could find some great value properties anywhere, in any city, in any market. Hope that helps.